Today we're going to learn about multiple alleles, or what happens if you have more than two. Every problem we've done right now has only had two alleles, so these problems are going to have multiple alleles. And the example we're going to use is real common. We're going to use blood types. And the first thing you should know is there are basically four types of blood: A, B, AB, and O. And for this type of problem, we're not going to worry about the fact that there is A positive or possibly A negative, or B positive, B negative. That's another gene involved in that, and we can figure that out. That just involves two genes at one time, not multiple alleles. So we're going to stick to the four basic blood types. The symbol we're going to use is usually symbolized with an I, and that stands for immunoglobulin. So you'll see as we start to make our symbols for our genotypes, we use the symbol I. Okay, the first one we're going to look at is type O blood, and the symbols for that, since it's recessive, are going to be small I, small I. For type A blood, the symbols are going to be I with a capital A, another I with a capital A, or this would be homozygous. This is homozygous. While down here, this is the heterozygous. So you can have two possibilities. And it's the same with B. Type B, you can have I capital B for homozygous, or I capital B lowercase I for the heterozygous. Now, what's type AB blood going to be? That's right, you're going to get one of each of the alleles. You're going to get the A allele and the B allele. Now, what I want to show you just real quick is what these letters mean. On the surface of your red blood cells, this is a red blood cell. On the surface of your red blood cell, there are all kinds of sugars and proteins. So let's say this is a protein. Well, if you have the gene for type A blood, then on your cells you have this round-shaped protein. Well, if you have type B blood, your cells have a different shaped protein. So, for example, I'm type A blood. If someone were to try to give me type B blood, my body wouldn't recognize these proteins, and my immune system would try to kill those blood cells because they see it as a foreign object. Now, if you're type AB blood, you have both types of proteins. That's why a type AB blood can either receive blood from an A or from a B, because your body knows both of these shapes of proteins and won't attack those cells. Type O blood is recessive. It doesn't really have any proteins. That's why O can give to anybody, because it's recessive. Now, the best way to do these, to learn about these types of problems, is to just try one. So let's do a problem here. Let's cross a person who's heterozygous type A with heterozygous type B. To do that, simply make a Punnett square. Here's what the Punnett square would look like. I have the one person across the top and the other person across the side. And I just make babies. I bring them down and together. And what I notice is the reason I chose these two people is because they can have one of each type of kid. So you can have, this is an interesting one, because you have a person with type A and a person with type B blood, and if they had four kids, they could have any of the types of blood. So I'll just summarize it up here. You get 25% each of each type of blood. You can also do these types of problems as a pedigree chart. Just to give you an example, so you can see, again, you just keep asking yourself, what gene did they get from his mom, what gene did they get from their dad, and this person could have gotten the A from the mom and the B from the dad, and there's every possibility. We'll just fill them all in: A from mom, I from dad, B from dad, I from mom, or of course the recessive type O.